Okay, you've received in the mail this pile of pieces that are going to go together as your whaleboat. First you want to put it on a mounting stand. It doesn't matter which end is the bow and which is the stern. Well, think, if you have trouble getting it on. But you can see that there are two holes, here and here, that will accommodate these two. So let's see if I can do that quickly without wasting a lot of footage. Get that one in there. And this one in here. And then push down gently. Okay. Wasn't so bad. And of course, if you look at, make sure that it's sitting on the little side supports, that's good. Some of the various pieces that you're going to see here on the stern is the cuddy here. This long piece of wood is the lion's tongue. Let me hold it up like this. This is the loggerhead that the rope from the main tub wraps around and then shoots on down the center of the boat. I'll explain more of the bow in a few minutes. Here's the rudder. The rudder is triced up. It's being held against the side of the boat. Here are the gudgeons that hold the rudder in place if it were not triced up, but you're going to leave it triced up because that's just the way I made it. Steering oar brace here is wrapped in leather. That's to keep it from wearing through. And then the wood down here is called the stern sheets. It's where the man at the back of the boat, the stern of the boat, will stand. There's two blocks here and here that are foot braces, and this is a leg brace. And then as you move up the ship, the main tub sits here, the auxiliary tub or the waist tub. This is the stern tub and the waist tub. And then this is the centerboard box, and the iron is used to lower the centerboard, which you can do if you'd like. It's a little bit difficult and fussy, and then once it's down, it's hard to get back in through the hole, but it can be done if you'd like to show the centerboard coming down below the ship, the boat. But normally it will sit this way when the centerboard is not in use. And let's see. Oh yeah, here, this is the mast hinge. The mast will sit through this and then down into the step. The mast step is down here, so the mast would fit through that hole and held by the step. Or this can be folded back so that it's out of the way. I like it down so it can be seen for some reason. I don't know. Okay, what do we have up here? This little indent in the thigh board. This is the thigh board. This is the clumsy cleat. We have a kicking strap, which is something I referred to earlier. The rope comes up through the tub, down through the center of the boat, and then it's under the kicking strap here, and then they coil it, and it is eventually tied onto one of the harpoons. Let's see. This area in here is called the box, and these are chocks that hold the oars in place when they're not being used. And there's also these metal devices that hold the harpoons here and here. Okay, so you've gotten the ship, the boat, onto its pedestal, and now you start assembling the little pieces. And the first thing is called the iron crotch, which is should be hanging down here on a little thread. Pick it up, and it fits into this little hole right there. And the iron crotch is so called because it is designed to hold the harpoons ready for the harpoonist to throw. So I'm going to set that aside for now, but the iron crotch is in place. If you have trouble with the iron crotch, you can glue it in if you like. I got to tell you that this whaleboat is not, it looks like a pretty big boat when it's sitting outside of the museum, but if you think about all the things that go into it, and 5 men, I don't know how they did it. Each man had a paddle. I've made 2 paddles just for the heck of it, and they go down inside. Actually, there was supposed to be one underneath every thwart. The boats are called thwarts. The men sit on pads. On the first thwart, the pad is here. The second thwart, there's a pad across the entire. Here's the 3rd pad, 4th pad, and the 5th pad. Okay, what do we go with next? Oh yeah. You see, the first man that I carved, I call Ahab, is already attached to the bow sheets here. And so you'll have to slip him in, but once it drops in there, he's pretty sturdy. Haha, he says as he falls over. And the harpoon that is already tied, and there's a name for this knot. By God, if I can think of it right now, I can't. But it should fit into his hands if you press it in here well enough. And if not, again, something that may want to be glued in place. Now, see, not fitting right now. Okay, I'm just going to set it over here. Okay, the second man that I have, the Native American, maybe Queequeg, although he doesn't have all of his tattoos, sits on the second thwart. The first pad would be for Ahab if he were rowing. He's not rowing right now. So we've got this man and then this gentleman who is an African American man, and he sits here. And then this guy that I refer to as the Reverend R. Rhodes. He looks like he's a stern sort of guy. He must be a reverend. He'll sit here on the pad in the 4th thwart. And then this guy, who looks like he's Asian and has a harpoon for an arm after his arm was cut off by some evil whale, no doubt. You can see he has a peg in his leg, and that fits into this little hole right here on the stern sheets. And of course, once he's in place, he's good to go. The next thing you're going to want to do is attach the oars and the steering oar. This bead is steering oar. It's got a little handle up here on it, and it fits in through this brace, and once it does, then it can be held like that by the last gentleman and the 5th gentleman on the ship, on the boat. And now the oars. The oars are numbered with these marks. So number 1 is not being used right now because Ahab is otherwise occupied. And it should go under the rope and into the first chock. Oar number 2 can be held by our African American queequeg. Oar number 3, up, over here, should go under the rope. Oh, actually these go over the rope at this point. And making it look like they're being rowed. Oar number 4, the Reverend. The Reverend sits with one foot tub over a little bit to give the Reverend's big butt a chance to fit in here. And then there you go. Got his oar, and you can see that my good man, the steering oar, came out. Now, again, all of these things, if can be either attached or not attached. Huh? See? Because I'll tell you, once it is, I'm going to just leave this loose for now. Once these things are all in place, you're going to find that they take up a lot of room. And so the 5th one will go into its chock. So you can see it's quite wide. Okay, and so on my own whaleboat, I display the oars down along on the brace here, or I mean on the, yeah. Okay, so we have some more harpoons, and we have sail. Again, these are all things that would have been fitting in here, somewhere down the middle of the boat. Would fit the sail. So naturally that'll have to be displayed over here. And then the various harpoons. One can go into the iron crotch. This one is actually not a harpoon. This is the lance. After the whale has been harpooned, this is what they use to, you can see it's much longer than the other harpoons. So it's designed to go down into the heart of the whale, where they'll slice up the heart and hopefully and eventually kill the whale. You'll also notice that the harpoons all have slightly different kinds of heads on them. There were a lot of designs. The harpoons also have this loop, so that this knot that I can't remember the name of is quickly tied and quickly removed. So if the harpoonist has trouble with the whale, if he can't get the harpoon placed properly, he can quickly attach another harpoon, take it off of the iron crotch, and then tie another piece of line to the next harpoon. So these two can fit in here however you like. Probably this way is best. And the lance can go down the center, or it can go over here. Also, things that went into the boat, and these are just a few of the things. I didn't make everything. This is the water. This is called the drogue, and the drogue was a device in which it's a waterproof container, so you could put a compass in there or supplies or whatever. So find a spot for that if you can. And then a couple of different buckets. This one is for getting water out of the bilge, so we'll just put it right down there in the bilge, and another bucket up here for whatever reason someone might need buckets. Some of the other things you'll see is this rope goes through the front and then comes up here and is coiled between the first and second thwart. But that was a towing rope. And then there's these two black loops, iron loops, and this is for raising the boat up out of the water and attaching it to the whale ship. Oh, gosh, I don't know, there's so many little things, but that's basically it. So I hope you can get it all together without too much trouble. Sometimes you might want to think about just having 2 oars out and putting the rest of them on display. And this should fit in his arms, into his hands. And for some reason it's not. See that? It just does not want to stay. Ah, got it. All right, there he is. Ahab's ready to kill his Moby Dick. So enjoy. Thank you so much.